Hi, everyone. It's Terry Cook with Aortic Hope, and we are going live on, well, it's live on Facebook with Dr. Prakash. He's going to be answering your questions live. And of course, I'll be live. I'm doing this solo tonight. Karen is doing really well. I just want everyone to know that. She sends her love, and I am going to doing this for a little bit by myself. And, that way we'll be there. Somebody's watching and helping answer questions. So we are going to. Bear with me. I have some questions already I got to put out there. So just give me a second. And just like I did with bingo, I will probably fumble through this because I'm not an expert like Karen Anderson is, but I'm doing pretty good in her absence. At least I think I am. And if I'm not, don't tell me. I don't want to know. But I think I've got it covered. She taught me well. Okay. So to answer questions, to put your questions out there, you want to find the post with Dr. Prakash's. It says live with Dr. Prakash, and you can put your comments out there. I'm going to start adding some questions right now, and then he can start answering them. So just give me a second while I type this. And I do not type well, so y'all can laugh at me all you want. It's quite all right. I am used to it. I hope everyone's doing good tonight. I don't know where you are, but it's finally starting to get colder here. I'm in Maryland, and last night we were able to see some of the northern lights. It was kind of cool. Apparently the best night to see them was on Tuesday, but unfortunately it was really cloudy, so we couldn't see them. So hopefully wherever you are, you got to see them because they are actually really cool. Maybe one day I'll get to go to Iceland and see them in real life. One of my colleagues at work told me today that when she was going on her honeymoon to Ireland, that the pilot actually woke them up on the way and said to look outside, here's the northern lights while they were flying. So she said, cool, and then went back to sleep. But that's pretty cool to see them live like that. I can only imagine what it looks like from the air. Please drop a chat or a note in, and I can talk to you or you can talk to me. And we will get through this together. That's what we always do. That's why Aortic Hope is one of the amazing communities that I'm happy to be a part of. Okay, Dr. Prakash is stuck in traffic. It's going to be about 15 minutes before he gets on. So I will do my best to keep you all entertained. Again, the comedy duo is not here tonight because my cohort in crime is still recovering from surgery. So I'll just be the comedian by myself because we do make a good team usually. Okay. All right. So I did type some questions. Hopefully Dr. Prakash will be able to get on. He said about 15 minutes. So I have some more questions. So some of the questions that I've already put out here. Does arrhythmia that happens before surgery last long after a second surgery? Another question, is the recovery from a second planned surgery easier or harder? I'm interested to hear what he says about that because, obviously Dr. Prakash is not a patient, so he's never been through it. So it will be interesting to hear his perspective on it, because he's dealt with his patients for a long time. Another question we have is, do dissections tend to occur during a specific time of the year? That's another question I'm interested to answer because I've heard in the past that it's usually in colder weather, but both of my dissections were in warmer weather. So I'm interested to see what he says, if there really is a correlation between what time of the year it is. Let's see, I probably have some more questions that I can add here. So here's another one for a prior dissection patient. He's going to end up logging on here and seeing all these questions. He's like, holy moly, what did I get into? Because it's going to be a lot if I get them all typed. And please, again, put your questions and comments in the comment section. of the live or the chat, and we will definitely get them on air as well. And if you notice, I'm wearing this nice leather jacket or pleather jacket because I didn't realize that, of course, I had a white shirt on, and white shirts don't usually work with our background, and I'm not home, so I didn't have time to change. I just got dinner, got from left work, got dinner, picked up my puppy, and am out at a friend's house. But I didn't want to not have someone live on this tonight, so I said I would do it for a little bit. And I keep looking away because I'm looking at my phone to get the questions. So I apologize for that. Give me 1 second. Let me type some of these. So it's about, well, it's a little past 6:30 here on the East Coast, and I just had dinner. So let's talk about dinner. I had chicken souvlaki. I probably didn't say it right. And it is so good. There's a place by here that is so good. They make the best souvlaki, the chicken on a stick basically with rice and a Greek salad. And oh my gosh, it was so yummy. I could eat that all the time. Probably not bad for you either because it's not fried. Let me know what some of your favorite foods are. I mean, my all-time favorite food is really sushi. Some people are like, "Oh gosh, no," but I really do like my sushi. It's just expensive and you can't eat it every day. And then, of course, the sodium is not good for aortic dissection patients because of our blood pressure. I have people messaging me nonstop with questions. This is awesome. This one's like a three-part question that I'm typing. Okay, I got those questions typed. Let's see if we've got some more. And why can't I see my chats? This is strange. I should be able to see my chats, but it says they're temporarily unavailable. Why? I'm not on my usual computer. I'm on my work computer, so some things may not be turned on. So we're going to try to download it. So bear with me while I try to do this. There we go. Am I still on here? Yes, I'm still on here. Okay, let's see if we've got any questions coming out here now. Okay. If I move a little bit, you can see there's balloons behind my head. Kind of funny. All right, let me check this chat again. I don't know why this chat's not working. Maybe my tech guru can help me. Oh, now I see them. Okay. Like I said, I'm on my work computer, so stuff was coming through chat on my Teams at work. So that was my problem. Okay. All right. Hi, Rob. Thanks for joining. Hi, Velda. And Rob said, talk about the Hope sale. So, yes, we have a sale going on right now at our spread shop. So, if you go to our website, go to our website and click on Hope Shops. There's a link for the spread shop. And I think it said like 22% off is what I saw. And there's a lot more merchandise that was added. I got an order the other day. It's amazing. It was the tie-dyed aortic Hope shirt in cotton candy. It was a white pull over, almost like a windbreaker, and it's by Champion. It's not like some off brand, it's Champion, and it's gorgeous. It's white. It's just the perfect weight for, spring weather or fall when it's not as chilly as it is right now. And what else did I get? Oh, I got like a dark gray sweatshirt that I needed because I have every other color under the sun. So definitely look at the spread shop, look at all the new stuff we have, because it's definitely worth getting it for 25% off. Oh, we got some good questions coming in here. And let's go some more. Oh, this one's a good one. Are you a fan of the GLP-1s, which is like the biggest thing now for weight loss? A lot of people are asking if it's okay to take it. Being a patient, should we be able to take it? Are there any side effects? I can tell you that I have been on Zepbound for quite a while, and it's done wonders. I've lost weight. I've been able to go off some of my medication because I've lost weight. So my blood pressure stays down. I was even having dizzy spells because my pressure was way too low. So it's actually been amazing that I've been on this and lost weight, and I feel better about myself. And my doctors are happy. My doctors have even prescribed it. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can type all these questions that I have. Let's see what we have in the chat. Now that I'm putting all these out here, I hope I'm putting them in the right place. I think I am. Yes. I'm going to pin this post just in case. I'm going to pin it. It says I can only have 6 pinned. All right, Facebook, what are you doing to me here? Let's see. I am going to unpin this one.
Hey everybody, Karen
Whoop,
Anderson here
sorry.
with Aortic Hope, and I'm here today.
We'd love to hear Karen Anderson. I don't know if you all heard that. I'll tell you, I am not good at this. I do my best. It is actually comical. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Because it's actually
Talk to you about being
comical.
part of our survivors.
I'm sure people are laughing at me. There we go. I unpinned it. Done. So now I'm going to pin this post. Okay. All right, there we go. So that post should be pinned at the top. And I'm going to start typing some more questions. Again, throw your questions in the comments, and we will get them out here for Dr. Prakash. You are more than welcome to go on Facebook and add them to this chat, or I'm sorry, to this post. Yeah, like I said, he's going to be really surprised when he finally looks in and sees all these questions. But that's why we do this, because everybody has questions. Something always comes up with us patients. And there's always questions. And sometimes you can't always get your doctor, or, you might get advice from one doctor. You may want to hear what another doctor has to say. It's always best to get a second opinion if you're not sure, because you always want the best answers. And as you know, we do not give any medical advice because we're not doctors. That's why we rely on doctors such as Dr. Prakash. Oh, hopefully he'll be on here soon and start answering some questions because I am going to be live just for a little bit. It's hard to talk by myself. I'm doing pretty good though, I think. I haven't been kicked off yet. So, but I think once Karen our comes back from her hiatus, or not her, she is definitely not on a hiatus. She's on medical leave of absence, is where she should be, recovering to the best of her ability because we want her back nice and strong. But when she comes back, I think things are going to be a little different as far as the aortic hope with the board. Aortic hope's still going to be the same. That's never going to change. We are here to support everyone, to provide and support and care about everything. So, like I said, it will be a little bit different. So I may end up being on here a lot more than normal, although I do know that Karen loves to be live. And I end up just being the sidekick, which definitely is my strong suit. I'm talking and trying to type at the same time. Doesn't always work. So give me a second while I'm silent so I can get these typed out. You know how that old saying, you can't chew gum and walk at the same time? I can do that, but I can't type and talk. Oh, this is a really good question. Why isn't there a national database for every dissection case, for every aortic dissection case? That is actually a really good question because that could possibly help a lot of people. Anonymous, of course, but it could be filtered, but possibly filtered. Possibly, I can't spell either. Into age, gender, type, oop, type A, type B. I really love this question. This is a really good question. Okay. Another one coming through. At what intervals should you take your blood pressure? Oh, when you're working out. That's a good question for Dr. Prakash because he did that whole exercise study with dissection patients. Let's see, next one. Oh, another good one. Why isn't there a BP monitor like there is a diabetic monitor? That's actually a good question. What is that? I just saw it advertised. I see it all the time. The diabetic monitor, I can't think of the name right now, but it's just a little thing that goes right on your arm and can check your sugar at any time and sends it to your phone. That would be really cool if we could get something like that. Okay. I think someone said, oops. I think another question was, how is this study going? And How is your study going and what are some of the results? And I think I have another one in the chat that I want to add. Let's see. Oh, looks like he's here. So I'll give him a break for a few minutes and let him start answering the questions. Oh, wow. Someone just messaged me said, Josie, please forgive me if I say the name wrong, Josie Kayer. She said, they said, I'm doing a great job from Ontario, Canada, hoping excuse me, I can't talk. Hoping the sky clears up so we can see the northern lights tonight. They probably see them a lot in Canada. At least that's what my husband said. My husband is I call him a nerd. He loves this stuff. He set his alarm the other day for 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had no idea. His alarm goes off at 4 o'clock and I wake up. We also have a puppy, so the puppy wakes up. I'm like, why did you set your alarm for 4 o'clock in the morning? He goes, because I wanted to see the northern lights. Okay, I gave him that, even though he woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I let him slide. Okay, let me refresh some of this. Just bear with me while I'm getting on here and seeing if there's any comments. Gary Earl says, hey, yo. Hey, yo, back. Let's see, here's the answering. Oh, yep, he's replied to some. Okay, here we go. So one of the questions was, does arrhythmia that happens before surgery last long after a second surgery? He said, if you had an abnormal heart rhythm during a previous surgery, it is more likely to happen again if you have a second surgery. Usually the usually the abnormal rhythm is temporary and resolves during the recovery phase and the inflammation around the heart resolves. That's good to know because I know when I had my surgery, it was only my first, but hopefully my last. I did have AFib and it was definitely not normal and scared the crap out of me, no lie. Okay, so this is the question I had wondered. Do dissections tend to occur during a specific time of year? Dr. Prakash says yes. Several studies pointed out the seasonal variation in dissections with a peak around January and lower numbers in warmer months. Well, I already know that I'm strange. So I guess that's why both of mine were during the summer. We'll just chalk it up to me being strange, me being weird, or me being Terry. Is the recovery from a second planned surgery easy or harder? It is typically harder if the surgery is another open chest procedure because the surgeons have to cut through the scar tissue. That makes sense. That can increase bleeding rates and delay wound healing. If it's a different operation, it depends on the location and extent of the surgery. That makes a lot of sense because we all have scar tissue. It's normal after our surgeries. And I can't even imagine if they have to go in again. God bless the doctors and God bless their expertise. All right, so we'll stay live for a few more minutes and see what's going on. Oh, wow. I've seen the aurora twice from southwestern Ontario in the past 25 years. We're close to Lake Huron, so we have a lot of clouds and you can't see the northern lights under cloud cover. Okay, that makes sense, which is why we couldn't see them in Maryland the other night either. I remember if it was last year or the year, I think it was last year. It was like the first time ever that you could possibly see the northern lights in Maryland. My husband and I drove around for at least 2 hours to find someplace where there was no light It was totally dark. And we finally found this place like in Pennsylvania after we had been driving for like 2 hours. I had no idea where we were. And it was just this field. And we were standing on the side of the road. We had parked on the side of the road looking out into the field, and you could see the northern lights. And of course, you could only see them with through the camera on your phone. You couldn't see them with the naked eye. But it was so funny because people were occasionally driving by this road, and they were probably thinking like, what are these idiots doing? But it was very exciting, especially to see my husband so excited about it, and just like he was the last 2 nights. It's something amazing that we don't always get to see without having to travel. That's the key. Okay, so I'll do a shameless plug for Lawrence Hope. So Lawrence Hope, we is a sponsor of Aortic Hope, and they have I'm trying to get this out under my jacket. The medical ID bracelets. They have all kinds of medical ID bracelets. They have keychains, they have necklaces, they have dog tags. And this is what I hope you guys can see this. This is mine with some rhinestones. I wear it every day, and I have a couple gold ones. I have a couple silver ones. That way I can match them with my outfits. Kind of like my shoes, kind of like my glasses. I'm a matchy person, and I'm very blingy. I love bling. So definitely go to our website and click on a link. Click on a link that is on there under, I think it's under shops as well. Hopefully you can see it now. I'm in front of the camera. But definitely look, and they have amazing stuff for men, and it's not just for women, it's for men as well. So definitely go to Lawrence Hope, and they will even, the best thing about Lawrence Hope is if you call them or send them a message, they will actually call you and work with you to make sure that you have all the right information on your tag. Like, for example, mine says aortic dissection type AB. I have HBP, allergy is sulfa, and then it has ice first and ice second. So I have first as my husband and second as my son. So they put all that on there for me and made sure that it fit on the tag that I wanted. So it takes the guesswork out of it to make sure that you have it right for the first responders or anyone that may need to see it. All right, let's answer a few more, or let's see if Dr. Prakash answered a few more questions. And then, well, nope, that one was I already read. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The prior dissection patient, type A, who just had a CVAR. My old tricuspid valve has severe regurgitation and holes in it. What causes that? The original dissection was 10 years ago. The original dissection, Dr. Prakash says, the original dissection may have damaged your valve. Over time, mild damage can accumulate due to wear and tear, and the valve may have worn out more quickly. This is particularly true for people who have had a valve-sparing surgery originally. Okay, that's interesting. A little scary, but that's interesting. Okay, this is another good one. When going to a type A dissection emergency surgery with the normal ejection fraction, is it common to have a low ejection fraction in the 40s after surgery? Is it possible to bring it back to normal? He says, yes, we and others have shown that temporary drops in ejection fraction are quite common after dissection, and that they usually recover, if not to normal, then at least to the point where people can live a normal life supported by medications. I think that's one thing that we all need to remember, that most of us, and I'm just saying this from my personal view, I know for a fact that I will be on medication for the rest of my life, not just because of my dissection, because I have high blood pressure. I've had high blood pressure since I was 28. I'm only 29 now. And my mom and my dad both had high blood pressure. So I know for a fact that I will be on medication for the rest of my life. And it's something that is not a bad thing. And the doctors just have to, I always say that you need to get a cocktail. They need to get the right cocktail. Just like if you were to drink, you need to make a cocktail. And the doctors have to get the right cocktail that works for everybody. And not everybody is the same. I, for one, am very lucky that I have no reactions to anything except for sulfa products. I can take anything and it works for me. It doesn't give me side effects. It doesn't give me, any problems. I'm normal. I'm normal in that aspect. In so many other aspects, I'm not normal. But it is definitely something that we have to remember, that we will be on medicine for a long time. Okay, this is one I want to know the answer to. Are you a fan of GLP-1s, Ozempic, Wegovy, or Zepbound? He says he is a big fan. Weight loss can reduce high blood pressure, which is the major risk for aortic complications. And that's what I said about myself. I lost 40 pounds. They've reduced my medication once. Then when I went back to my cardiologist, they reduced it again. That reduced it. They took me off of it, and they may end up taking me off of another one or split another one up. Because there is one that I take that is spirulactone with HCTZ. They may end up taking the HCTZ part out and just prescribing the spirulactone. So I'm keeping on with my Zepbound until I get to my goal weight. And if I can take less medications, that's amazing. And that's my goal. Again, I know I will be on medication for my entire life, and I'm okay with that. I know that I can speak from experience that a lot of the insurance companies are not covering the weight loss medications. I'm hoping that changes. I do have a couple of people that I'm friendly with that are on Medicare, and their doctors prescribed them Zepbound and said also that they have sleep apnea, which they did. It was not, a false uh, diagnosis. And once they hit their 2000 deductible with Medicare, again, this is Medicare, they are now getting it without a cost. It's free to them. So definitely, if you are at that age and you are on Medicare, definitely ask your doctor about it if it can be covered by the insurance or by Medicare, and look into that definitely. Unfortunately, I'm not on Medicare. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how you want to look at that. I'm not on Medicare, and my insurance will not cover it. I did have my doctor put in a request since I do have sleep apnea, but they still denied it. So hopefully one day the insurance companies will realize that this is a help, not a hinder. That's what we can hope for. All right, I'm going to see if he's answered a few more questions, and then I am starting to lose my voice because I'm talking so much. And it's funny, I'm talking so much right now because I'm alone. When I'm home, my husband and my son talk so much together because they're just alike that I don't say anything at home. So people look at me like, Terry, why do you talk so much? Because I can't talk at home. That's why. Because they talk about sports, they talk about bowling, they talk about everything. It's really cool to see how my husband and my son interact with each other. Since my son looks like me but acts like my husband. Anybody else have some questions out there? Just waiting for Dr. Prakash to answer some more. And then I am going to call it a night. I wish I could stay on here forever with you guys, but I do have some things I need to do. I have a little puppy that's running around. Maybe you may have heard her barking, so I need to take care of her. Gary Earl says, I just had my tricuspid valve replaced this May. I was told that animal valves last 9 to 10 years. I had a bovine valve placed over 9 years, old pig valve. I feel over the 9-year-old pig valve. I feel awesome now. Gary, that is wonderful. And it's so good to hear. It's great to hear any success story, but to know that you've had a pig, you've also had a cow, and that's amazing. So you've got at least another 10 years before you may have to get it replaced. Who knows? So it's congratulations. And I'm glad you're here sharing this with us. Let's see. One or two more questions. And he hasn't answered many of them. Like I said, he was probably stunned when he saw all the questions that we started typing. I know that a lot of people emailed me or messaged me on Facebook some more questions, but I didn't get to them. But feel free to go on Facebook and add them to the post, because that definitely helps. And I want every question answered. I just can't type them all. If I had my sidekick, I would be typing them all, or she would be typing them all, and I would be talking. So, all right, guys, it is a little after 7. So I am going to call it a night. Like I said, normally we would stay on here for at least an hour. And it's much easier when I have someone else to talk to instead of talking to myself. I mean, I'm not talking to myself really. I'm talking to all of you. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that he answers all your questions. Please keep adding the questions. He will be here till at least 7:30. And we love having him answer questions because he's so in tune to us. He's so in tune to what we do. And it's great to have a doctor that's willing to do that. We'll talk to anybody, even if we're not his patient. The other thing I want to mention to you guys is to make sure that you sign up to do a survivor story. There is a link on our website to sign up for the survivor stories. You can record it, you can type it, you can record it, or you can go live with it. It's entirely up to you, whatever you feel more comfortable with. We want to hear your survivor stories because that's what keeps us all going. My survivor story is 4 years old, and I really need to redo mine, or I'm probably just going to do a Where Are They Now? Because obviously where I am now is much more important than my story. I don't even tell my story very often anymore unless I'm asked. It's more of where I am now, what it's done for me in my life, and where Aortic Hope has helped me, and where I'm going and growing through dealing with this dissection. So make sure you go on our Facebook, or not our Facebook page, on our website and fill out the form for Survivor Story, and someone will get in touch with you. I know that Molly from our board is doing Survivor Stories, and she will definitely help you set that up. So please do that. Check out our resources on our website. Check out again, I apologize if you hear my dog barking. Check out the resources on our website. Check out the links to the Spread Shop, to Lauren's Hope. And then just keep asking us questions. Send us questions whenever you want. We're here for everyone. We don't turn anybody away. We want to talk to everyone that has any type of aortic disease, whether it's abdominal, whether it's thoracic, whether it's vascular, whatever. We want to talk to everybody. We are here for you, and that's why we do what we do. You keep us going. So with that, I am going to log off. I'm so sorry. My dog is having a fit. But I'm going to log off for the evening. Please keep sending your questions to Facebook, and Dr. Prakash will get to as many as he can. And again, thank you guys for logging in. Thanks for sharing in my talking to myself or talking to you all by myself. But I'm filling in the best I can for the wonderful Karen Anderson. And again, we all wish her well. I know personally she's doing very well. Thank goodness Karen and I don't live that far apart, so I get to see her frequently when she's up to it. I do work full time as well, so sometimes it's harder to come see her because, that job gets in the way sometimes. So, but she's doing well. She sends her love from everybody, and we know that everybody sends her love as well. So again, keep posting. Any questions, send them to info@aortichope.org, and we will see you all soon. Thanks again for participating.